Boys, be brutally honest, what makes a girl attractive instantly? Intense eye contact. Absolutely. I had a gorgeous redhead make eye contact with me on the street in San Francisco in 1990 while in town for a bike race. We were walking past each other and she held my gaze the whole time, and I felt like lightning was shooting through me. I swear I passed my soulmate. In reality, she was a Sith and was just using Force lightning on you. I was driving home from work one day, jamming out and singing in my car like I do. Pulled up to a four-way intersection and someone was turning left onto the street I was on. He saw me singing, bobbing my head and mimicked my movements with this huge smile on his face. I randomly think about how cute that was. I'm dancing the line between ADHD and autism, so I stare into people's soul. I can't tell when enough is enough. Same. Not making eye contact bothers people, so I forced myself to become accustomed to the internal burning sensation. Over time, I have developed an acquired taste, like some people's addiction, to hot sauce. Only problem is not sensing when to stop. I'm so glad someone else feels this. I'm diagnosed ADHD and have had a lifelong issue with maintaining eye contact. It's almost like my brain works better without the visual stimulus slowing it down, but it makes me feel autistic, so I would force myself to hold eye contact unnaturally. Believe it or not, ASMR videos helped a lot. You can practice looking into someone's eyes for natural time spans, without creeping out another person. Okay, hear me out. Recently had a fling where she didn't break eye contact once. Not one time. If I was behind her, she'd turn around. While giving me head, she stared at me like a tiger watching some animal puts around the plains. She never, ever broke eye contact. The sex was great, but I couldn't come because I felt so watched. Afterwards, keep in mind I'm very drunk at her house, 2 hours away from my home in the middle of the woods. To be gross, but she took the rag and rubbed it all over herself, joking about how she wasn't on birth control and wanted to trap me. She also told me during pillow talk she had just committed vehicular manslaughter and had killed a drunk man. She had court that week and was annoyed by this. She chuckled and explained he looked like mush, lol. I went around town with her the next day, feeling bad if I just left immediately. She was not a good driver. So bad, in fact, I think the incident was probably equally both of their faults. Every breath you take, every move you make. Sense of humor, clever wit. Sense of humor and wetter clit for me. Premarital eye contact. How does it feel to live a life of sin? You know what I'm gonna miss after we are married? The premarital sex. Me, like every 10 minutes before my wife and I got married. In truth, a pretty face and a cute smile. After that, a confident woman is very attractive. Confidence trumps all of it for me. Some women just have a presence when they enter a room that demands attention, and it's so attractive. You pick up on it even before you really get a good look at them. You do. But just as confidence is very attractive, overconfidence is extremely ugly. There's a difference between knowing you're attractive and thinking you're the most attractive person in the room. Arrogance requires advertising. Confidence speaks for itself. Love that quote. I also like this one I've come across. Confidence isn't walking in a room and thinking you're better than everyone. It's walking in and not having to compare yourself with anyone at all. But there's also a difference in confidence in believing you're attractive and just confidence in self-worth and identity. There are some people that if you saw a picture or video of them, they wouldn't rate high on attraction, but when in the same room you get an energy off them that is attractive separate from physical attractiveness. I think that's what OP was talking about. Anyway, I wish I could let you into a man's head as he's falling in love with a woman. It's a process that's so alien, so strange, that I'm afraid you've got to experience it to believe it. But it's as real as death and taxes. Sometimes, a guy will meet a gal and think nothing of it. Maybe she's a coworker, classmate, or his buddy's friend. She gets mentally categorized as female, acquaintance, feelings, neutral. Then, he gets to know her better. If they mesh personality-wise, something fascinating happens in the man's mind. He starts to notice things about her appearance, pleasant things. It starts small. One day, he realizes he likes looking at the curve of her nose, or where her earlobe meets her face. It's nothing he can put his finger on or describe, really, just that looking at that part of her makes him feel good. He starts wanting to do that more. Then, he notices an expression she makes, could be her genuine belly laugh, or the way she furrows her brow in concern, and he gets a little flutter in his chest. They stay friendly for a while, get to know each other better. Then, one day, she hugs him goodbye, and he can't stop thinking about it. He plays it over and over in his head, the feel of her breasts through 2 shirts, her arms around his back, her smell. He finds these little mental movies of her playing unbidden when he's driving somewhere, squeezing out his other usual daydreams. Shortly thereafter, the guy realizes that whenever he looks at this woman, he feels good. He likes her lines, her curves, her sounds and smells. It's like she's gradually turned from a black and white photo into a 3D color movie with surround sound, a perfect movie that makes him feel good. He starts wondering what he can do to keep her around, to make her happy. He realizes that he likes looking at her more than any other human being in the world. To him, she is perfect and beautiful. A man in love with a woman doesn't see her objectively. There is a filter there, or some kind of participatory illusion. He does not see who you see in the mirror. He is seeing someone beautiful and perfect and sublime, and it's one of the most powerful things in his life. Go watch a happy old couple that's been married for decades. Watch the man's eyes. Sure, he may appreciate some young woman's butt in yoga pants or whatever, but watch his eyes when he's looking at his spouse. If you're paying close enough attention, you can almost see the filter click on when his gaze settles on her. In that moment, he's not seeing the same frumpy empty nester that you or I see, he's seeing something wonderful. No kidding. If I hadn't lived this stuff, I wouldn't believe it either. But it's true. /u/SavageHenry0311. I found that this comment resonated with me, and was so useful I saved it in a note for times like this. I could never explain this phenomena so eloquently. Thank you /u/SavageHenry0311. You know, I'm not much to look at. Last night, I was literally standing in the bathroom mirror, naked, about to take a shower. I just stared at myself, trying to figure out what it is exactly my boyfriend sees in me. All I could see were the negatives, but him, I think all he can see are the positives. I'm so glad you saved and shared this. It makes me feel a little better about myself. I'm going to have him read this. I just have a feeling he'll say, this is the feeling I have when I'm with you. This is what I couldn't put into words for you. I love it. Having a good heart. Building people up rather than tearing them down. Yeah, people with a bad heart typically don't live very long. I am such a sucker for smiley eyes. Every one of my GFS has had smiley eyes, and I just realized this like a year ago. I tell my girlfriend that everything ages, yet beautiful eyes will remain beautiful. I've seen old women with gorgeous green eyes and thought, if I were an old man, I'd be into you. So when I look at women, I immediately check out their eyes, and wonder if their eyes will still captivate me as she ages. My GF has those eyes. Okay, but is it literally just the color, because there's only so much I can work with here? Whenever they listen to the conversation and contribute. There's a thing of waiting for your turn to talk, and then there's actually listening, adding to the conversation. You should never just be waiting to talk. Listening and understanding another person's point is important to me. Completely agree with you. Active listening is a rare quality, and more often than not, people are just waiting their turn to speak. I'm 53 and dated a fair bit over the years, now settled. I'll be honest, there wasn't one thing that connects them all. Some it was their looks, some their figure, or whatever made me think, egats, I'll give it a try. Worst they can do is say no. But, after that initial meeting, it's all about personality. Looks fade with age, but someone who can make your day better and make you laugh is a keeper. This is sweet and also the first time I've seen someone use egats on Reddit LMAO. I'm a quirky little twit, I love words like egats, and thus, they make me happy. TBH as a girl, I don't care if a guy sees my acts of kindness as attractive, but I'll admit I'm scared of men who take my acts of kindness as me admitting I'm attracted to them, then they pursue relentlessly and no isn't an answer. Instantly? Having a pretty face. Y'all are really overvalidating me here. LOL, thanks for the crazy amount of upvotes. It's the eyes that get me. Why, but some eyes are like magnets for some reason. A smile is a smile, but the eyes let you know if it's sincere. Even if I notice other physical attributes first, the face is what makes or breaks it. If she has a pretty face, I can overlook a lot. I knew this one girl on my bus route, she had gnarly teeth, but she walked with a confidence. So much so that I didn't notice her teeth for 3 years. People are much more attractive when they smile, regardless of how crooked their teeth are. Seeing a girl smile gets me smiling too. That is literally also why Freddie Mercury of Queen is such a sex symbol. The way that you carry yourself makes such a big difference. If they're a certified forklift operator. Where's the nearest ring store? Brutal honesty, I notice big titties before everything else. How the fuck did I have to scroll this far to find this? Yeah, this thread is hilarious. The answer is their physical features appeal to my tastes. No, that doesn't mean you only care about looks or whatever else, but for fuck's sake, get some honesty, people. That is what makes someone attractive instantly. Looks are literally last on my list of things I care about for a long-term relationship, and things like a nice smile or a kind word or anything else absolutely can make anyone immediately attractive. But unless you're blind, the instant thing is going to be physical. Thanks for watching this video. Hit the bell next to subscribe so you never miss a video. Like, comment and subscribe if you are new on the channel.